Hello, and welcome to Wrestling in Mom's Basement. This is the Monday Night War review show for November 13th, 1995. I, of course, am Patrick Young. This guy to my right is my co-host, Joe Venuto.
Raw 135 is from Brandon Manitoba, Canada. I think finally we reached the end of that giant block of tape. It's from Brandon. Anyway, the show starts with a video telling us that this past weekend, the 1-2-3 Kid has some altercation with Ramon and may not be impartial. Due to this, Gorilla Monster changed tonight's match that the Kid referees to a non-title match.
So you literally got hosed into a non-title match with the Intercontinental Championship.
Mind you, they showed clips of the match last week, though.
Yeah.
So this past weekend's action showed no effect. Also, why not just take Kid out of the match? What they said did lose his title opportunity?
He is psycho.
There was so much wrong with that. Up first, Henry Godwin versus Triple H. They wrestled for a few seconds before Godwin goes for a slot bucket. That's literally it. It was a DQ.
Yeah, he ends up pouring it on himself. It wasn't necessarily a DQ. He ends up pouring it on himself. And then tries to wrestle Triple H, and then...
No, it was a DQ.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley runs away.
Vince still commentary for bringing in the bucket. That's a DQ.
He didn't bring in the bucket, though. He was on the steps, and he did it.
By just bringing the bucket in, though. By just bringing the bucket on the steps is a DQ. That's what Vince said.
How was that a DQ? He always brings the slot bucket.
But
That's the Godwin's gimmick.
But on the bill of the match.
He grabbed it and then poured it on himself. How's that a DQ?
Yeah, he slopped himself and gave chase to Hunter who slipped in the slop.
Yeah.
Before no contest. I'll call it.
Yeah.
Vince says DQ. Sarge here, Slam Jam. Doc Hendricks still seems to be on cocaine. He doesn't tell us anything in try saying he just hypes the WWF title match and the wildcard match. A video package here, so I'm going to return Shawn Michaels next week. Ahmed Johnson versus Jake Steele. While he buys Slam Yoko a few weeks back, this I believe is his official in-ring debut.
Yes. His first match.
During the match, we get whispering Shawn Michaels. He cuts a short promo about his athleticism, mixed with Ahmed's power in the wildcard match. Pearl River Punch, which was just a Tiger Driver here on Pearl River Punch, got the win.
Yeah, Vince even said it was a Tiger Powerbomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Ahmed Johnson squash match. Not really much of any interest whatsoever. But for some reason, I always liked the Tiger Powerbomb finish as a move.
Especially from Ahmed Johnson, right?
Yeah, it's one of the weird things that I remember sticking with him. Like, that's the memory I have of Ahmed Johnson when I was younger.
It's the knee pass.
Huh?
It's the knee pass.
Maybe it is like his 6th knee pass.
And the big elbow pass.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best debut. Ahmed honestly didn't really impress outside of his finisher. Vince interviews Ahmed at their bell, and as always, seems nearly impossible to understand.
Yeah.
Time for the big interview and the best part of the show with Bret Hart and Diesel. They hyped as a face-to-face of the Mountain separate areas. Diesel thinks he's the best right now because he's the champ. Bret brings up Saturday 1993, where his mother threw in the towel, though she was never sanctioned in the match. That's not. That's a
Also, didn't he throw his jacket?
That's not 1993. That would be 1994. I can spell that. But 93.
Yeah.
93 was the Hearts versus the Knights. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
My fault.
Also, didn't you throw in his jacket and not a towel?
Yeah. No, it was a towel. Owen had a towel.
Okay.
He was getting all emotional when Backlund had him in the chicken wing. And he was crying for Martha to throw in, and she threw in, and Owen walked away laughing with the towel.
Okay.
I just listened to someone wrestle about Owen Hart last night tonight. That's how, that's how I know that. I didn't want to make you think I did some stack research on this role. Bret says that he knows the Royal Rumble 1995 match is the toughest Diesel's career. Diesel's sure to say Shawn Michaels gave him a run for his money as well. Bret brings up the fact that Diesel does very well against the big guys. Mabel and Sid. But tends to struggle against guys like himself and Michaels. Diesel claimed that Bret never asked for no match at the Rumble and they never ducks challengers. Bret believes that Diesel has been walking around the belt and will find out who the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be truly is. It was really good and made the match feel important.
Yeah, that was easily the best part of Raw.
Jerry Lawler beats Vince McMahon and Cry Fighters by cheating. King Mabel was serving.
I never knew I needed Vince playing with a karate fighter.
I didn't know he played with
my wife. Yeah.
King Mabel with Sir Mo versus Roy Raymond. Before Vince again, Undertaker cuts a short promo to vow vengeance on Mabel. His face is still hidden. And Mabel's hair looks atrocious here, by the way. We should say something this. This was almost always bad.
Yeah.
Mabel gets the shit in, and they use belly to belly suplex for the win.
Yep, Mabel squash. Kind of boring.
Ho home.
Yeah.
Mabel's still dull. Before the main event, we see Flows from Superstars with Smoking Guns defeat Razor Ramon 1, 2, 3 again tag team title match. Vince plugs Razor, having to see the kid several times on the match. Non-title match, WWF Intercontinental Champion Razor Ramon versus Syscho with Teddy Odyssey. 1, 2, 3 kids special referee. In the early stages, he plays an impartial referee. Sid dominates and gets assistance from Ted DiBiase behind the kid's back. Razor begins to rally thanks for the crowd. He does the stupid, in my opinion, go for Razor's A spot. Out of the turnbuckle though.
Yeah.
Like a rope stop. It's literally just there so you can get backdrop to the outside.
Kind of like Dolph going for the zigzag
on the rope.
and the person's literally holding on to the ropes the
just
entire
to get thrown off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dean Douglas casually strolls out to the ring and attacks Razor with Sid the Shark's kid. And in press the moment, Razor lifts Sid on his shoulders for an electric chair drop. Razor goes for the Razor's edge line for the kid to pull Sid down. This sets up a power on, which kid does a face count for.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the best match you'll see. But I think the story behind it was sort of decent with 1, 2, 3 Kid and Razor Ramon. They've been building up to it for a good bit. The action with Razor and Sid was kind of just there. It wasn't anything special.
It was an obvious outcome and heel turn. The match itself was just a basic stuff that you'll expect from the two of them all.
Yeah.
And a funny moment that Ted DiBiase puts a Canadian $5 bill in Razor's mouth, which Kid takes and pockets it. Backstage, Razor Ramon goes after Dean Douglas as the show ends. Nitro, episode 11, November 13, 1995, Jacksonville Coliseum in Jacksonville, Florida.
This is where shit gets interesting.
Guess what? This was taped last week during the show.
Huh?
So much for all that spectacle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be viral. After commentary of those things, we go to Hulk Hogan, one of the strangest things I've ever seen. It's as if he's in his own Dungeon of Doom costume. And
like if you there had to be some sort of I guess talks about having Hulk Hogan in a King Arthur movie.
Yeah.
Like that's the image that'll leave you. Like he has a King Arthur thing going on. He's standing in front of like a throne in like a dungeon somewhere. He's got a hood over his head and got a black mask.
Yeah.
And for some reason a sword. For some reason this is a Hogan promo in 1995.
He wears a weird black mask with this black robe. I don't know. Like Pat said, it's a damn sword. Apparently Monster Man is going to cut Ming's head off. And the same will happen to Sting if he's with the Dungeon Doom after what went down between him and Lex last week. I just remember you have to see this to just believe it.
Yeah.
Up next...
It's literally the screen grab for the episode, too.
Yeah, Ming with Jimmy Hart and Rico Silva versus Randy Savage. He's going to get his head cut off. Savage is attacked from behind, and he's wearing the black and white that will later become a staple during his run with the NWO.
Yes.
Most of this is the two-member woman outside. Once inside, Ming wears down Savage with Silva and Hart shell structures. Once Ming misses a dive though, Savage does the comeback and wins a double drop.
Yeah, not terribly interesting whatsoever. Yeah, just not great.
Really basic stuff. They brawled and didn't do much action wrestling. It did do a decent job though of selling Dark Macho Man.
Yeah, it did do that. Yeah.
Shark Attack was up next. Shark and a dozen dudes show up to attack Randy Savage. Lex Luger joins in and destroys Savage's arm. Chris Benoit versus Kensuke Sasaki. Those shows production boss Sasaki's nameplate though, and just said Kensuke. What I mean by Kensuke is they misspelled the first name anyway. Kensuki. Not Knsuke. Right from the bell they go out. Train blows, working for Chris. Sasaki deals a suplex and a trademark power slam for a near fall. He moves to a short chill out before Benoit counts a back suplex into a lateral press for two. Benoit slips free of a press slam his two rolling Germans before winning with a dragon suplex.
A decent match for the time we got. I never really knew Kenzo Suzuki. all that much.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
It's not the same Kenzo Suzuki. In WWE, not the bad ones.
Yeah. I'm not.
Yubosh is in too, WCW. It's Kensuke, not Kenzo.
That's my bad. That's just me being racist.
Yeah, because there's another Japanese wrestler named Kenzo. That was the WWE one.
Yeah.
With Hiroyo. She was hot.
Well, anyway, I didn't get to see that much of the guy, obviously. And it's not necessarily the grand show for Chris Benoit. It was just okay for the time he was given.
That was really fun for beyond under 3 minutes. The show was... There's a television show. This show was recorded on November 6th. On November 13th, the day this aired, Kensuke Sasaki beat Sting to become the WCW United States Champion. Why have him lose on TV the day he won the title is beyond me, but it happened. WCW Television Championship. Johnny B. Bad versus Eddie Guerrero. This has some potential. Some wrestlers starting to trade arm drags and wrist locks while sprinkling their athleticism. Bad goes high versus with slingshot. He slingshot leg drop from near fall. He made sure a bit too much for the cover. Eddie goes for suplex, a bad front suplex him off. He leaps a little fly since that flip that leads to a series of near falls by both men. Eddie goes high versus next. Also good too as match progresses. And Bad starts getting uncharacteristic and starts bringing out the big rights and lefts that he would later as Marvel's Spark Railroad. Not too outdone, Eddie Guerrero brings out his own right hand. The referee even just tosses aside during a scuffle. Apparently there's only 2 minutes remaining in the match. As Eddie gets another full time, he's close to Siren. Eddie hits a Trinity T, but it's too hard to quickly cover. They collide on dual crossbody attempts. They get to their knees and exchange blows as time expires.
I did think this was pretty good.
I thought it was the match of the week.
It's either this one or the main event for me. No, the only thing I have against this match, though, is they sort of telegraphed the ending.
Well, the thing I have against me is the timekeeper never gets it right in WCW.
What?
9 minutes and 4 seconds.
Shut it off quickly! We lost time! Hogan never did his promo. Yeah, so they did sort of telegraph how the match is going to end, like 2 minutes out, where if they start doing that, you get the feeling that, okay, the time limit's going to be called. That's really my complaint about this match, but I did like seeing the different side of Johnny B. Bad, and I did like that Eddie could stay in there with him. Yeah,
once again, the timekeeper in WCW almost never got right. I really thought it was solid. Not only did they work out fast paced, but I like how things did escalate, but you know the ending was coming. After match, everyone's right with the world as Bad Eddie shake hands. Eric Bischoff announces that Hulk Hogan will be back next week, and who does he want to face Sting? It's Starrcade 1997, 2 years early. Mean Gene's in the ring with the Giant Taskmaster and Jimmy Hart. Hart calls himself and Sullivan the smallest percent of wrestling history. Giant says that he'd be champion forever into World War III while Sullivan mocks Hogan's seizure like selling. It was short and didn't really feel necessary.
Yeah.
Malenko versus Sting, and here's more potential. Quick point of manga on commentary. Did you hear him say athlete?
Yeah.
The way he says it, the way he's able to stress athlete into 3 syllables is uncanny. Alright. And based on what guys where we had a commercial break with a World War III ad, Malenko's one of Sting's laid down as they return. I like that as a setup for Texas Cloverleaf, though I'm not sure that was established yet. I'm saying I'm not sure because I'm not sure. Malenko gets 2 in German, and he doesn't have the Texas Cloverleaf, though, but Sting pulls him into a small package to win.
Yeah, for me, I think this was slightly better than Johnny Bad and Eddie Guerrero. Well, this match may have not gotten the amount of time.
5 minutes and 8 seconds.
I still felt like Dean still got in a decent amount of offense against Sting. It's something that WCW will actually be known as the reverse of.
Yeah.
With cruiserweights not getting any time against main established stars. It's just sort of a nice juxtapose for, unfortunately, what happens later.
Now, this is actually something that hurt for me. I think the finisher stink, though. Because he's getting ready to face Hogan next week in a big match. And he was barely able to beat a guy that wasn't established yet. Dean dominated the whole match on the leg and
Yeah.
Sting won with Cradle before before first time ever match next week against the biggest guy in the company.
I don't think that necessarily weakens Sting, no. It makes Benoit look good. Or Benoit, I'm sorry. Dean Malenko look good.
Yeah, but Dean Malenko was on offense for like 3 and 5 minutes. 3.5 for 5 minutes. if. The one I'm talking about, Sting won with Cradle. Malenko was dominating the commercial on. So that's why I didn't like it.
I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it.
Me, Gene, were saying about Hogan's challenge. I wants to know about Luger last week. Since he guys don't think it's Hogan, but isn't backing down from the challenge. He's looking forward to it. For some reason, Sting couldn't call himself the Big Dog a few times.
Somewhere Michael Cole had a slight orgasm.
Raw, I would give a 4.
Yeah, I would say 4, 4.5 maybe.
As a whole, the show was very good. The main event was decent best, and the rest of the card was a dull.
Yeah,
or quick squashes.
It was a rather dull show to get through.
What saves the episode for me from being terrible is the interview between Brett and Diesel.
Yeah, where you actually felt like the tension in wasn't, and I did have some interest in seeing that match again.
Too often had the big pay-per-view matches for Diesel felt not important. To that nice area and the guys involved, that actually feels that way.
Yeah.
Rest of the show. Nitro. I'll give it 6.
Probably say 6.5.
Pretty much the packed show, but went by rather quickly.
Yeah.
The TV title of Sting Malenko versus Sandy Al's Benoit Sasaki was short and sweet. Having the Dungeon Doom rambling in the middle of the show promo was weird though. And there aren't enough words to describe how strange the Hogan promo was.
Yeah, seriously, gotta say it.
Yeah,
Usually that ends up saving WCW though. Where if like both shows suck, that's where I usually give. Or suck usually. I usually give them extra points for weirdness.
Yeah, I know for this Sunday, we'll be back next Monday with November 20th, which I believe is Sting vs. Hogan and Shawn Michaels versus Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Based on paper, and we know in their history, I think I know which match is better.
Even knowing the ending, the match is still probably.
But there's 2 big matches next week.
Yeah.
One of each show. So, see you then.
See you then.